Hi there, Richard Fulmer here, and welcome to another Richard's Rock Rambles on this stunning day here in Cape Town. Blue skies, not much wind. Yesterday it was pumping though. Today it's not so bad. Yeah, great day to be alive and to get into some rock music. So we're going to carry on looking at our covers albums, and two albums again today. And the first one is kind of a tribute album to none other than Les Paul, the man who designed and had the great Gibson Les Paul, which everybody from Slash to Jimmy Page to Jeff Beck to, there's too many names to mention, have played that guitar. Beautiful sound to it. I've always loved the Les Paul as much as I love a Strat. Slightly warmer tone to a Les Paul. A much heavier guitar though, not easy on the shoulder and the arms, so I'm told by guitarists. But yeah, classic. So this was a tribute album, and there were a bunch of really big names on this album. And I've just taken a listen to it just now, and yeah, great stuff. Some of the tracks are done by the original artists, and others are covers. Well produced, and just to get all these names together, it's really cool. And yeah, he plays on pretty much all the tracks as well, sort of like a second guitar, doesn't take over much of the lead. And there's a few excerpts from his original Les Paul, I think it was a TV show that he had. He was married to Mary Ford, Les Paul and Mary Ford. They released a few albums, and he was a great innovator of the guitar, and yeah, gave the guitar a whole new lease on life. So the album is called Les Paul and Friends, American Made, World Played. And there we have a shot of the Les Paul guitar. There's two pics at the back and all the tracks and the different artists appearing. See if there's anything else I can show you in here. It's just the CD there. There's the headstock of the Les Paul. And let's see what else I can show you. There's the man over there with the guitar, Les Paul. I think he has since passed on. Tells you all about the album and how the guitar came about and all the different artists appearing on here. And those are the tracks. I'll get into that in a sec. Yeah, how's that for a stunning color of the Les Paul there? I just want to read what Keith Richards says here. It has to be said, we must all own up that without Les Paul, generations of flash little punks like us would be in jail or cleaning toilets. This man, by his genius, made the road that we still travel today. And Les, you're so modest. He put the tools in our hands and was married to Mary Ford. How bad is that? I don't know how he did it, but I'm so thankful he did. Some cool words there from Keith Richards. And there's a few more tracks. I think there's a shot of the man again. There we go. There he is. So let's get into the music, the all-important music. Like I said, there's some big names on here. The first track is kind of like an excerpt from the Les Paul radio show. It just says, this is the Les Paul radio show. Like I said, it's hot today. Then we go into the first track proper. It's the second track, but it's the first track with actual music. Love Sneaking Up on You, featuring Sting and Joss Stone. She's got an amazing voice. She's sung with Jeff Beck. She's got her own albums out. She's sung with numerous people. Of course, Sting's there doing vocals. And he doesn't play the bass. That's played by Abe Laboriel. Les Paul on guitar. Kenny Wayne Shepherd there on slide guitar, the great blues rock guitarist. Joss Stone lead vocals. Who else is on here? Abe Laboriel on drums and percussion. So that's the first track. Great stuff. There's some amazing groove on this album. Obviously with musicians of the high caliber that you find here, these are just tight, super tight. Then you got a well-known track, Rock and Roll Hoochie Coo, written originally by Rick Derringer. And this one featuring Kenny Wayne Shepherd again, Edgar Winter and Noah Hunt. So Edgar Winter's here on, he's on lead vocals with Noah Hunt, Kenny Wayne Shepherd on guitar, Les Paul on guitar, Steve Lukather on guitar from Toto, and played with just about everybody. Let's see what else is on here. Yeah, so that's that track. Somebody Ease My Troubling Mind, featuring Sam Cooke and Eric Clapton. Sam Cooke, a beautiful voice, great soul singer. He's on here. Kenny Aronoff on percussion. Vinnie Colaiuta on drums. Of course, he's played with Jeff Beck, Frank Zappa, and numerous other people. Like I said, there's some serious names on here. So Into You, probably my favorite track on this album. And that's featuring Peter Frampton. So he's there on guitar, lead, and background vocals. Does a great job of singing. What else is here? High the Moon, featuring Les Paul, and he's on the lead guitar there. And there's also some excerpts from the Les Paul and Mary Ford radio show. That was what they had. They had a radio show, although I think there was also a TV show. Another cool track, Bad Case of Loving You, featuring Billy Gibbons from ZZ Top. And he gives a stick on that track. Les Paul again on guitar. I Want to Know You's the next track, with some smoking guitar from Neil Schon from Journey. And one of my favorite female vocalists, Beth Hart. She can sing. Wow. She has a serious set of pipes. So that's I Want to Know You. Then we have Ain't That Good News, featuring Sam Cooke and Jeff Beck. You can hear straight away it's Jeff Beck with that particular style of his. Let Me Roll It, the Wings number. And here featuring Richie Sambora on lead guitar and lead vocals. Will Lee on bass. That's a cool track as well. Caravan, featuring Les Paul on guitar. And that's an instrumental. There are a few instrumentals on this album. The great blues track, Good Morning Little Schoolgirl. It's also been done about 10 years after, and numerous other people. That's got Rick Derringer, I mentioned earlier, on guitar. And Buddy Guy on lead vocals and guitar. It's strange to see Buddy Guy on an album which is a tribute to the Les Paul guitar. He's a out-and-out Strat man, but I suppose, I'm sure in his time he's also played Les Pauls. What's next? All I Want Is You. That's also got Peter Frampton and Johnny Resnick, I think is how you say his name, lead vocals and guitar. He sings and plays guitar for that band called the Goo Goo Dolls. 69 Freedom Special is the next track. And that's got Hiram Bullock on guitar. And Edgar Winter does a great sax solo on that track. Then you got Fly Like an Eagle, the Steve Miller band track, and he actually sings that Steve Miller on here. And there's a small excerpt at the beginning of the track, and you can hear Les Paul chatting to a very young Steve Miller. Obviously, he was on his TV show, I think. That's probably one of the better tracks on here as well. It's got an amazing groove. That's quite a funky track. And then the last track is also a blues number, a slow blues number, featuring Mick Hucknall from Simply Red on lead vocals. Brilliant singer. Sorry, it really is hot today. So there we go. This is a really cool album and a great tribute to Les Paul. And like I said, many people have played that guitar. And some smoking tracks on here. If you can still find this, it should still be in print. It's worth coming out. This came out in 2005 or 2006, I think, either year, one of those 2 years. There we go, Les Paul. And the next one is a very small, short album, by the group Rush. And this was in between albums. I think this came out in the 90s, or the 89 or 90s, around there. Maybe later, actually. And it was kind of like a stopgap thing. And they wanted to pay tribute to the bands that influenced them over the years, got them into music. And it's a shot of the guys in the middle. There's the late Neil Peart, Alex Lifeson, and there's Geddy Lee, the bassist and vocalist. Some of these tracks really do work with Geddy's vocals, some not so much. And the one omission on here is nothing by Led Zeppelin, and I would have thought that was the band that was probably the biggest influence for them. I've just finished reading the book or listening to the audiobook version of Geddy Lee's new book, My Effing Life, and in there he mentions Led Zeppelin a number of times as an influence and what they used to go watch them play back in the day. So I found that rather surprising that there was no Led Zeppelin tracks in here. But hey, I suppose they could only fit so many in. So Summertime Blues, the Blue Cheer number, they don't do as raucous a version on here, but that's quite cool. Summertime Blues. Heart Full of Soul. That's a Yardbirds number. Of course, Eric Clapton and Yardbirds was a big influence on many bands in the beginning. For What It's Worth, Buffalo Springfield. Also a really cool version. The Seeker by The Who. That's one track on here that I think really works very well, especially with Geddy's vocals. Mr. Soul, another Buffalo Springfield track. 7 and 7 Is, which is a track by the group Love. Shapes of Things, a Yardbird track. And finishing off with another band that really was a big influence on Rush, especially Geddy Lee with the bass playing of Jack Bruce, the band Cream. And they do a fairly good version of the track Crossroads. I'm not too sure if this is still available, but it's worth checking out. It's called Feedback by Rush. Feedback as in going back to the music that got them into stuff, as well as feedback on stage that you get from the guitar. So, yeah, two meanings there. Feedback by Rush and Les Paul and Friends. American made, world played. Those are the two we checked out today. Join me again soon. We're going to have a look at another couple of covers albums. Have yourselves a great week. Look after yourselves down below. Give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, please do. If you want to check out any of my earlier videos, just go straight to videos. There's quite a few. Have yourselves a great week. I'll catch you soon. Bye-bye.